I'm going to relate the history of the arrival of the first sisters to the province of Our Lady Fatima, rather the beginning of the mission in the United States of America. As we know, at the end of the 19th century, Italy was experiencing a great economic, political, and social crisis. So at that time also, in the Americas, especially in the United States, they were building the great railroad system. It was an opportunity for Italians to find work, especially in the great industrial cities. So mass emigration took place from Italy and also from other parts of Europe. Coming to, especially to Chicago, the Scalabrinian priests arrived in about 1903. These Italo-American communities were growing rapidly and were in need of someone or some ministers who would speak their language also. And there was the need of Scalabrinian priests, of course. And when the Scalabrinian priests, the first arrivals, decided, before this great number of Italo-Americans, decided to build a seminary, and that is the Sacred Heart Seminary in Stone Park, Illinois. And then 3 years, more or less 3 years or 4 years after, in 1940, the Scalabrinian Provincial Superior of the Scalabrinian Fathers, of course, wrote to the Superior General of the Missionary Sisters of St. Charles, Scalabrinians, asking for 4 sisters to attend to the needs of the future seminarians priests at the Sacred Heart Seminary. So their job was to collaborate in the formation of future Scalabrinian priests. The Superior General and her council thought better to send 4 sisters from the San Giuseppe province in Italy. But a war broke out, and the sisters were not able to finish the processing of their papers. So they decided to send sisters from Brazil. And so in 1941, 4 sisters left Brazil for the United States of America. These were Sister Gaetana Borsato, Sister Albertina Vezzaro, Sister Laura Migliorini, and Sister Marina Paggi. They arrived in New York, were met by a Scalabrinian priest in New York, who took them and accompanied them, Father Kavicki, accompanied them to the train station. Upon their arrival, and of course the train station, the train would lead to Chicago. Upon their arrival in Chicago, they were met by Father Provincial and other priests, and they took them to the Sacred Heart Seminary, where they began the next day their work, a very intense work, but always convinced that they were contributing to the formation of the future Scalabrinian priests and also for the salvation of the souls of many immigrants. And from there, they kept their work. There were young ladies who admired their work, their sacrifice, their sister's life of prayer. And then around 1946 or 47, other young Italo-American women joined them. And these Italo-American women remained with them and became the first Italo-American sisters of the congregation in the United States. And these were Sister Michael Spinelli, Sister Gaston Cutrara, Sister Pocansera Puzo, and Sister Antoinette Provenzano. The congregation began to expand but before the expansion arrived in 1947, 8 sisters from Italy. These sisters were Sister Giovanna Morosin, Sister Aurelia Bordignon, Sister Marcolina Campagnolo, Sister Pierina Cairan, Sister Bertilla Scola, Sister Gabriela Lucieto, Sister Paulina Ranzan. All these sisters then were taken to or arrived at the Sacred Heart Seminary. The group was a little bit too large. So the congregation moved to the east, to Providence, Rhode Island, where they went with 3 sisters there, and they started a mission in the parish there, helping the priests also in the rectory work. Before beginning the school, they went to Our Lady of Mount Carmel, beginning teaching. They began to teach in early education right here in the premises of the Sacred Heart Seminary, and in 1952 began the education at the inner city of Chicago. After St. Michael's School, then Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and in other places also. In 1952 also the sisters went to Villa Scalabrini, where they began their work in nursing homes. 1966 went to Villa Rosa Home in Mitchellville, Maryland. And also later on expanded the mission to California with the opening of the San Corrado mission. And they went on expanding. The province became canonically, officially decreed as a province in 1954, with Madre Delina Barater as the first provincial superior, followed by Sister Caetana Borsato, and those who came after, succeeded them. And with time, the province expanded in 1977 to Canada. In the 1980s, crossed the frontier of United States, Mexico, went into Mexico, Baja California, Tijuana. In the late 1980s, 1987, went over, cross continents, went over to establish its mission of open houses of formation in the Philippines, and then later on a school there. And with time it expanded to Indonesia, to India, to lately to Costa Rica, Honduras, Dominican Republic. The reorganization of the congregation, quite a few presences were closed, but we are focusing on the strategic points of migration today, especially the migration from Latin American countries to North America. And this is a challenge for us, but the strength of the charism, the Calabrian spirituality, urge us to move on and to be faithful to our vocation in the church.